Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to discuss about the control structure. So today I am specially going to discuss about the control structure of syntax only in C language, but the concept will be applicable in each of these languages where the control structure is there, like C, C++, Java, Python, everywhere the concept is there, control structure concept, but the syntax what we are going to write today is only based upon the C's and C++. Basically, I am going to write the logical thing only, and afterwards you can choose the programming language syntax. Okay, so now coming to the definition of control structure. So control structure means whenever we need to carry out a certain part of a program or to select a certain part of a program to execute number of times, we need that kind of structure which is known as control structure. In this control structure, the control are being transferred from one into another in a programming language. So this control structure can be of three of types. The first control structure can be selection statement. The example can be if else, then switch. The second one is iterative statement. While, do while, for loop, these are the examples of iterative statement. And the last one we should discuss about the jump statement, like an example of a break, continue and go to. Now coming to the first one, which is known as a selection statement. Selection statement means we have to select one of the condition in a programming language to execute. Let me take an example. If I will write, you have to write a program to check whether a number is even or odd. So I am giving a condition or I am giving a selection that I will display only that much of number, or I will test the numbers whether it should be even or odd. So I can write if, and in those bracket I should write the condition. If I am defining the number as num, so I should write if num modulo 2 equal to 0. This is the condition. This is the conditional statement to execute. Then only print that number is even. That means you have to write any of the print you have, like if you want to write it within C, then you should write if in bracket number modulo 2 equal to 0, then print statement printf, and in bracket you should write the number is, the entered number is even. If not, if that number is not even, that the number must be odd, so you have to write else printf the number is odd. Similarly, if you are using C++, then you should write if number modulo 2 equal to 0, then cout or count number is even, else the number is odd in count. Similarly, you can put that in Java using SOPL, system.out.println, and in Python you should write it with print. So this is the if else statement. That means you are taking one of those conditions and putting that condition as the checking information. You have to check all of those conditions within that statement. If it is becomes true, then it will execute. If it is false, then it will jump to the next statement. I will describe it with an diagram. Now you can see that if else structure. So here is the testing expression I am putting in between. It will be in the middle of that expression, and the right hand should be for false value, which is else, and the left one I am taking as a true value. It is condition of if. That means if I am putting here the expression num modulo 2 equal to 0 to check whether a number is even or odd. If it is true, then it will move towards and it will execute the corresponding statement. Statement 1 I am putting. If not, then it will go to the rightward direction. As it is false, then it will execute the statement number 2. After the execution of if statement and else statement, they will jump towards the next statement. So this is the structure looks like in the if else statement. I am writing the conditions. If num modulo 2 equal to 0, the print function you can use any of the languages. I am using here in C, so I write printf, then entered number is even, else I should write printf entered number is odd. So this is the first selection statement if else. Now coming to the second thing of that if else, which is termed as nested if else. Nested if else, nest means has been put under something. So here one of the if else has been put under the if else. That means the if condition contains if else, the else conditions also contain if else. There can also be some cumbersome technique where if has been if else and the else is empty, or it can be the if has empty, only the else has if else. So I can say that any of the statement which undergoes within another control statement, then that is known as nested if else. I will show it in example how it works.
Now coming to the example of a nested if else. Nested if else. So the condition, so the syntax would like this. The if condition can have if else, and the else condition can also have if else. Or the if condition can be empty, only the else condition can be if else, or the else condition can be empty and the if condition can have if else. So I am taking an example. You have to check whether a number is what is the greatest number in between A, B and C. So you have to first compare if A greater than B. So you are comparing A, B. Which one is greater? Then you have to compare in between if A greater than C. If A greater than C is true, then here the big will be A. If this condition is false, then the else condition will give that the biggest number is C. So first you are comparing A and C. In between, if it is true, then it will execute the answer as A. If it is false, then it execute the answer as else. Now coming to this if of else. Now this can be, you have to discriminate between B and C. Similarly, the else will have if B greater than C, then only the big will be B, and else the big will be C. So you have compared AB, AC, in between that you can get either A or C. Then you have to compare B and C, whether you will get B or C. So this is an example of nested if else, which has a if in between if else and else in between if else, and they all should be enclosed within a pair of curly braces in the case of compound statement. So here comes the word compound statement. The compound statement is that when a number of statements are executed or treated as one, then that is known as compound statement. So this curly braces is used to inscribed in between the compound statement. The compound statement will be written in the pair of curly braces. So this is of nested if else. Now coming to the second thing, which is known as iterative statement. The iterative statements, from the name we can get that when one statement has been executed or to be executed for a multiple number of times, then that is known as iterative. This iterative comes from the word iteration, which means for a multiple number of times. जैसे कि आप लोग अगर 1 से 10 तक print करना चाहते हो, so you have to use one of these statements. That means you are going to print 1, then you are going to print 2, 3, 4 up to 10. So when one statement is executed for a number of times, then we use the iterative condition. The iterative statement can be of 3 types. One is while loop, the second one is a do while loop, and the third one is for loop. So now coming to the while loop. Actually, I am going to tell you a very simple method for this. In the while loop, first the statement is tested. If the statement is true, then only it enters to the body of the loop. Otherwise it gets out of the loop, or it executes the next statement. In the do while loop, it is just the opposite of that. First it enters to the body of the loop, then only the statement is tested. So this is an difference, or you can say that similarity between while and do while loop. In the while loop, the statement is first tested, then it enters to the body of the loop. In the do while loop, first it enters to the body of the loop, and after that the statement is tested. So this is an example of while loop and do while loop. You can clearly see it. While has I less than equal to 10, that means it is the statement which tests the expression. That means it is the testing expression. First one is testing expression, then only it enters to the loop. You can clearly see it. I equal to 1 means the initial point of printing is 1. Here it is a program I am showing where to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I have taken int I equal to 1 as the initial point, then I have tested expression as I less than equal to 10. That means I cannot be extended that rather than 10. And how the I will be updated? Now I will be I plus 1 after the while loop. Similar, it's just the opposite of that. Here you can say that int I equal to 1, then do. Here it has been entered to the loop first as I equal to I plus 1. Then only the testing expression is there that I less than equal to 10. So here it enters to the body first, then it is tested, and here it has tested, after then it has been entered to the loop. Again saying this one, the first step here is it has been tested, then secondly it has been entered into the loop. But here it has been entered to the loop first, then only it has been tested. So this is the example of while and do while. Now coming to the last loop, which is known as for loop. Actually this for loop is the best loop to execute multiple number of statements, a single statement for multiple number of time, as though it contains all of those conditions in one line. Here you can see it. For I equal to 1, the first one will be initial point, the second one will be the condition value, that is I less than equal to 10, and the last one will be the updation value, that is I plus plus. Here the I plus plus mean I has been increased to 1 of the value. You can clearly see it when the 1 will be created, then I plus plus, that means the second I will be 2, then the third I will be 2 plus plus, that is 3, up to I less than equal to 10. So the for loop contains, first one is initial value, the second one is testing value, and the third one is updation value. So this is all about the iterative statement. And now coming to the last of the loop, which is known as jump statement. Before going to that, we must see why it is used. क्यों चाहिए ये jump loop? So whenever we are being put to a infinite loop, that means there can be no ending of loop. So some point of time we need to get out of that loop, and somewhere we need to enter into the loop. So that time we need the statement which is known as jump statement. In this jump statement, to get out of the loop, we should use the break statement, and to enter into the loop again, we should use the continue statement. So we are going to discuss about two of these statements. The first one is break, the second one is continue. Here I am going to show you the use of actually the break statement. So as I told, the break statement is used to get out of the loop. Let me take an example. If I need to print numbers from 1 to 5. So I am putting here for I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, then I plus plus. Okay, so it will continually printing I equal to 1, then I equal to 1 plus plus, that means 2, rather than it is going like that. But someone comes in between and say, sir, just stop it within when I equal to 3. That means you need to print from I equal to 3. That means 1, 2 and 3. So here you would write, if you have to write a condition when I equal to 3. That means if I equal to 3, then you should get out of the loop. So you should use here the break statement. So the corresponding output will be 1, 2, 3 rather than getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, while you are using the continue statement, similarly, you are going to print numbers from for I equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, then I plus plus. Someone comes and tell if I equal to 3, then only continue. That means you cannot go from 1 to, you should print 3, 4 and 5. So this is the control structure used in different languages, but here I have showed only the control structure, the syntax used in C. So this is all about today, guys. I know the video is a little longer, but please go through each and everything. Don't skip the video. It will be really very helpful, and some of have been commented in below to use the Hindi language. Though I don't use Hindi language, but I know Hindi language very well. मैं बहुत अच्छे से बोल सकता हूँ, but I am not acquainted with that. So it will take some time to me to get through that flow, but I'll definitely do that. And please go see the video, like it, subscribe it, and whatever you're thinking to this video, please honestly comment it in below. Thank you.